Welcome to the very first episode of The Caldwell Show. I am your host. I am Caldwell. In this episode, I want to explain what future episodes will consist of, and open a quality dialogue with my viewers, with the Bearded Federal Show viewers, with the people that are following the New Federalist movement. I would like us all to come together and have a place where we can all speak about our thoughts, even if we disagree. It is also a goal of this show to work towards 2 episodes per week. So that way, everybody within the Bearded Federal Show media company has their own day, and everyone that is a follower has a constant opinion output. So I'd first like to talk about future potential topics of this show. And this is not an exclusive list. It can include many other things. I could expand topics. I am very confident that my viewers are very smart and intelligent, and will come to me with specific topics that they want discussed that are even possibly outside of my range. If you are one of those people, please comment below on any topic at any time on any episode that includes the Bearded Federalist Show. We would love to hear from you, and we'd love to talk about the things that matter to you most. So here are the future topics. The main focus is going to be on the United States federal level politics, also Florida politics, and the state of Alabama politics. We will have other people on this show and on the Bearded Federalist Show that are outside of that realm. Mark McEthron in Second and Walnut will be expanding in his own manner, so that I am specifically stating for the Caldwell Show. As for state level politics, since I am the resident Florida guy on the Bearded Federalist Show, I will focus on specifically Florida politics and the differences between, since I've lived in Alabama almost my entire life, between Alabama and Florida. I may even talk about even day-to-day life and specific things like that. I also have a great passion for geopolitical, basically conflicts. They don't necessarily have to have a weaponized charge. They could be a diplomatic, geopolitical conflict. And I will definitely be speaking on those as they come to mind. Also within the geopolitical realm, I will talk about how Democrats and Republicans are reacting to specific geopolitical conflicts, and placing my own opinion on what each side should be doing. Number 4, economics. I'm a huge economic fan, although I am not a financial advisor. So anything that is said on the show previously or in the future is my own opinion and not financial advice. Number 5, most of you guys know that I am an engineer and I am focused in shipbuilding. Although I haven't always worked in shipbuilding, that is something that I enjoy the most. And I will definitely be giving my opinion on shipbuilding, and that will probably come into play with geopolitical conflicts such as China. Okay, so number 6. I've already touched on this topic a little bit, but viewer listener provided topics. I would definitely like to have a conversation with you, whether that be in the comments or even providing a topic for the show to discuss. Some of you guys know that I'm a huge sports fan. You guys if you've watched the Bearded Federalist Show, I am an Alabama guy through and through. I went there, so did Right Wing Dad. So I will definitely be talking about college football for the most part, although I am quickly falling in love with college basketball. I have learned a lot over this past season. The past 3 seasons that I've kind of been watching. So I may touch on that as well. Last major topic here is video games. I am part of a group called Regiment GG. They are a 70th, as of recording, they are a 70,000 veteran deep association. They have plenty of other associations with other veteran groups. If you are a veteran and you enjoy video games, whether it be Call of Duty, Fortnite, I play a lot of RuneScape, anything, any video games, hit me up in my DMs. I'll get you connected to the right people. Regiment GG is definitely a place where you want to be. Okay, on to the first topic. All right, topic number one for the Caldwell show is the difference between Florida and Alabama pistol permits. This is actually pretty surprising that Florida is basically the staple of conservatism right now, and they are infringing, in my opinion, on Second Amendment rights, along with other state governments. And here's my thought. Okay, so let me talk about Alabama first, and let me explain to you guys the Alabama position on pistol permits. Okay, Alabama is a open carry state. So is Florida. Florida is also an open carry state. To get a pistol permit in Alabama, so basically we're talking about you can carry your pistol with you in Alabama, it doesn't matter, to defend yourself, okay? If you go outside of the state of Alabama, you no longer have those rights. You're not a resident. You're a resident of Alabama. You're not a resident of Florida. You're not a resident of Georgia, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, okay? So you'll have to have a pistol permit to legally carry your firearm into that state. There's also a federal law, although I cannot cite it. Mark could probably cite this one. There's a federal law where if you leave more than 50 miles away from your house, you're allowed to carry your pistol with you. Mark may know a little bit more about that. We can definitely touch on that topic with him. Further, in Alabama, to get a pistol permit, you just have to apply for it. You have to pay for it. They do a background check on you, and they have to respond within 30 days. That's it. It's a yes or no within 30 days. Every time I've ever had a pistol permit, it's a 4 or 5 day turnover. I did work for the sheriff's department in Alabama in my very first home county, and it was like a 4-day turnover. Their at the time, their judicial system on their pistol permits they were just amazing. It was absolutely stellar, the way that county functioned. So now that you know that it's really easy to get a pistol permit in Alabama, Alabama's pistol permits it's mostly universally used, at least within the Southeast. So on to Florida. So I already mentioned that Florida is a open carry state. So you can conceal carry your pistol wherever you want without a permit. It's not required. Thank you, Ron DeSantis, for that. However, getting a pistol permit requires significant work in Florida. So I am exempt. After a lot of research and looking into it, I am actually exempt from a lot of the difficult tasks since I am a United States Army veteran. But those that are not, specifically my wife, so I never bothered getting a pistol permit in South Alabama because I worked on basically a military installation, and I couldn't even carry it in my car to and from work. And that's pretty much the only time that I ever carried it, or ever would even consider carrying it. So my wife carried it when she go to the grocery store, even though it's low crime area, but you never know what's going to happen. It's better to have your pistol and not need it than need it and not have it. You can quote me on that one, okay? All right, so Florida pistol permits, you have to take a class, and you have to apply, and you have to do all this extra stuff. No, we should not have to do that. Ron DeSantis, you should fix this immediately. You should fix this. You should fix it immediately. This is garbage. Pistol permits should be issued. We should not have to ask the government permission to defend ourselves. We should also not have to ask the government to get married, to drive a car. We should not have to have these things. In my opinion, all of those things are infringement on your basic human rights. My personal opinion, take it for what it is. All right, which leads me to topic number 2. Topic number 2 for the Caldwell Show, episode 1, is going to be Florida versus Alabama car insurance. So I did mention earlier in the show, in the very beginning, that I would be discussing a lot of differences between Florida and Alabama, and at the start of the show, there will be a lot of that. Since I am mid-transition from Alabama to Florida. So I am a pick a word, I don't care. So car insurance. So in Alabama, you only have to have, it's a very low requirement for car insurance. Those that have basically full coverage either have a paid off nice new car, or they have a lien on their car from a bank or whatever, from wherever they bought it from. So with that said, Florida and Alabama car insurance, although they are similar, Florida car insurance is actually more expensive than Alabama car insurance because you have to have uninsured motorists and all these extra insurances. But so here's the thing that I don't understand. I understand insurance companies that provide uninsured motorist insurance. I get that. But to require it by law, you're pushing it. You're pushing it just a little bit. Uninsured motorist insurance, that should be an elective. If you require car insurance by law, why should everyone also have to have uninsured motorist insurance? So which one is it? Is it required or is it not? Because if you're requiring uninsured, it just doesn't, it's not clicking, Florida. It's not clicking, ding, ding. What's going on? I don't get it. All right. Somebody let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Somebody's got to have an opinion on this that will lead me in the right direction. All right. On to opinions. Topic number 3 for the Caldwell Show. Topic number 3 for episode 1 of the Caldwell Show is going to be, I'm going to talk about a topic that is, I have discussed on the Bearded Federal Show, is probably my most liberal opinion. And that is on this new Delta 8, Delta 9, and marijuana and THC and all that stuff. Okay, so I'm not a smoker. I smoke cigars and I drink a little scotch, whiskey every once in a while. That's my thing. I don't care for anything else. I don't care for anything else. Okay? But here's another weird thing that I don't get about the difference between Alabama and Florida. Okay, so in Florida, we're going to specifically talk about Florida here. In Florida, marijuana is illegal. Flat out illegal. You can't have the plant. It's just the plant. But Delta 8 and Delta 9 are legal. So John Burke probably has a pretty big opinion on this one. And I would really like to know if somebody linked this clip to John Burke. I would really like to know his opinion. So in Florida, you have a substance, Delta 8 and Delta 9, which is metabolized in the same manner in the body as THC from smoking marijuana. Okay, but you still have companies that test for marijuana in their drug screen. I don't quite get the logic here. It's a legal substance, or the you can't tell the difference between the metabolite. I guess that would be the word for that. So what's the point of it being? So I get if you're drunk on the job and they test you for alcohol, they can breathalyze you and they can oh yeah, he's had a drink in the last hour and a half. Sorry, excuse my language. He's hammered. Dude is hammered on the job. No, he's fired. I get that. But if it's a Friday night, you don't have to work until Monday morning, and you smoke a little reefer, and then Monday morning comes around, you get a drug test, and you pop hot, but you hadn't smoked in 3 days. So I just either make it all illegal or legalize it. So fight over that. Fight over it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'll leave you with this one and final thought. States and the whole point of this episode is to highlight differences between Alabama and Florida. And I've already named 3 fairly large differences. So if Alabama and Florida are on the same team, politically speaking, what are the differences between all the other states in Alabama and Florida? How different is California, New York, Connecticut, Maine, Washington, Oregon, all the blue states versus Texas and Florida and Alabama? There are differences from state to state. So how different are they from red to blue? And with that, I'll see you next week.